first went to New York, I lived with myself on 96th Street, and came home one night, and it was a rooming house, and the whole place was cleaned out. That was my end with clothes and everything. Shortly thereafter, I moved in with 6 other fellows. We lived in a 3-room apartment around the corner from where I eventually lived on the hillside, on Riverside Drive, and that's where I lived at that point till in the intervening year, until we got married, and Mary moved over to New York. So I lived with these fellows, and we started out assigning the cooking job by week, and soon discovered that most of us didn't know one end of a kitchen from the other. But one of the boys was a good cook, and the rest of us took on the rest of the chores, and he was the permanent cook. Of course, I was the latest one to get home every night. I guess the retail business, you know, we closed the doors at 6 o'clock, and being a young and ambitious guy and supervising other people and insisting that they carry out to the end, I never left before 6:15, 6:30. I had to get a subway and go uptown. So that was one of the bad parts of the retail business. I never got home to enjoy my children the way my son and my daughters do, where the husbands are home at 5 o'clock, and Tommy can, you know, go to Little League baseball games and stuff like that, which I never had the advantage of. A poor part of the retail business, and thank God I'm not in it today. It's worse now, but I worked on Saturdays. I worked 6 days a week, and my friends in those days worked 5.5 days. Most businesses work Saturday morning. No matter what kind of a business was, you wouldn't know that.
What time did Macy's close? What time did Macy's close in those days?
6 o'clock.
Oh, it closed at 6.
And then I was there. Obviously, we opened one night a week, which was Thursday night, and that was till 9 o'clock. And that was so successful. Then it was Monday night. It was 2 nights a week, and of course now it's 7 days a week, 6 nights.
Sure. And how was Mary as a mother?
Oh, fabulous, fabulous. It was very fortunate that she never went to work. And she loved the children and loved bringing them up. And became close friends with Marie and John Clark. John was from Boston, and Marie was from that area. And he worked, well, he had one of the, 5-day-a-week jobs, or 5.5-day-a-week jobs. And they owned a Model T, and he had time to drive it out on the weekends. But in any event, Mary and Marie Clark got to be very close friends, and they had babies of the same age, and that made it very, very simple. One of the reasons why Mary never went to work. They had baby carriages, and they wheeled them up and down the streets. You could do that then. We had a roof on the apartment building, and John and I rigged an awning up there, and had easy chairs, and they could spend time on the roof or pushing the babies around. That's what you did. And then, of course, when we moved out, they moved same time we did. And you've heard me talk about Bingham's. Bing is dead now. He was Secretary of Dun and Bradstreet. They were right across the street, and I don't remember a lot of the names, but we soon had a group of about 10 couples that did a lot of things together. Jones Beach was a 20-minute car ride. Made a wonderful place weekends, or even during the week. The girls took the babies to the beach, and it was all free. You know, it was free parking, and it was a state-run beach, beautifully done. So they had that access, and raised the kids.
One thing that happened between there was that you had to move to Philadelphia for the war. How did that come about?
Pardon?
During that time, you had to move to Philadelphia for the war. How did that come about? And what did you do in Philadelphia?
Well, of course, in the early draft stages, they didn't draft parents of men of families, okay? And I had 2 kids at that point. And it was middle 40s before the draft board began to run out of names, and I could feel them breathing down my neck, and maybe I wasn't very patriotic, I don't know. I was raising a family, and I had, at that point, 2 children, and Tommy was born in '46. I'm trying to remember the sequence. I knew I was getting near, I guess, 43, and I'll never forget. Well, I applied for the Navy, and because I wanted the Navy instead of the Army, and I applied for a lieutenantship, and I was finally accepted. It was, I guess it was 43, late 43, and I'll never forget, I went in and told my boss I'd been accepted as a lieutenant in the Navy, and he said, well, I got news for you. Your deferment just came through. But I didn't take the deferment. I went to join the Navy, and I spent 6 weeks in the New York area, and I had orders from Washington to report to the fleet pool at Norfolk.